什么有点荡的感觉？哎，等一下哦，等一下，我的电脑为什么感觉荡的？是这个关系吗？好啦，靠背，等一下，等，我觉得那个不知道为什么我的电脑有点危险了。嗨雅子，嗨阿亮哥哥，嗨罗。对啊，室友的声音好大声，我收音要收小一点。不知道，我觉得最近 YT 很怪，不知道是不是因为我分页开得很凶。我把这关掉好了，把一些，它现在整个挡住了啊。好，关了 ，OK 了。艾腾托卡良旅馆伊斯坦堡，配着我的草莓大福，我也当作是在看剧。其实以前小时候我很喜欢租那个侦探的书。
Please come back immediately. How can it be unexpected if I have predicted it?
竟然如我所料，没想到。
My
friend. 然后来看一下，接手宝可能会比较可以吗？手把可以。
Poirot, it is I.
Book. 按一下 A.
Poirot, is it truly you, my friend?
Book, it is indeed me.
What brings you so far from home?
A little affair in Syria.
An affair of the heart?
No, a modest affair of recovering stolen artifacts. But now I am summoned home to England and must leave immediately.
This evening? You travel on the Orient Express, I hope.
I have made no arrangements yet, as I just learned that an emergency has arisen, and I must return to England immediately.
Very well. It will be my pleasure to secure you a sleeper on the Orient Express.
其实我还蛮想要试试看那个卧铺但是我想要从东京到北海道那种卧铺。
We'll have plenty of time to catch up. I'll have the hotel transfer our luggage.
Excuse me, sir. You are the director of the line? The Princess Dragomirov
公主殿下。
would like to know if she may keep her mina in her compartment on the train.
这不需要公主殿下自己来吧？
It is an honor to welcome you aboard. There is absolutely no problem for your pet.
You will ask about his food?
Oh, yes. The Princess Dragomirov would like to know if there is food for miners on board. Insects, small amphibians, baby rodents.
Baby rodents?
Rodent?
Of course, Princess. Don't worry. Your bird will be fed as you demand.
八哥会吃到这种这么猛的东西。
Desk clerk. One moment, sir. Listen to me. Call the police. My train ticket has been stolen.
Stolen? Oh dear.
小老鼠，对啊，怎么会吃？
by the Orient
而且
Express.
是他讲说是 baby rodent。
Captain Archibald Arbuthnot, formerly British Army, now retired.
雅契伯德。
And yes, I'm taking the Orient Express to Paris. But what business is that of yours?
My name is Book. I am the director of the line at your service. And perhaps this gentleman could assist you.
不要乱帮我接生意好吗？
Hercule Poirot.
喝酒。
But I must make that train.
A train ticket. Yesterday I recovered artifacts worth several millions.
Please, my friend.
哎呀，桃，好像电影。对啊，它其实有电影，也有拍成电
Very
影。
well, I will investigate.
Thank you.
为什么要
I will arrange a car to Circuit
大材小用 遭窃的车票。OK。
How do you know your ticket has been stolen, monsieur?
I put it on a table in my room.
我把
I
车票
came
放在。
down here to breakfast, and when I got back, my ticket was gone, and
你怎么
other
会这样
things
子
were on the floor as if they'd
啊
been tossed about.
这部电影
Monsieur, I
小说是一
suggest
样的
we
剧情吗？
begin in
应该
your
会是一样，
room.
应该
Will you lead the way?
我不知道游戏会不会有增加一些小小的，但是基本上应该是大同小异，因为那个故事的主轴，因为反正就是故事主轴都是在东方列车上面嘛，所以前期有点，就是通常小说都会说前期会有一点小小的任务，小小的那种解谜，让大家知道这个人是侦探。这会有什么好破案的？不就在买破案？对啊，董事不是在那里吗？哦，要把它串在一起。哎呀，我问话，哎，我不能，哎。不是啊，我刚刚我要按回去，不给我回去啊！搜索卧室问话隔壁检查门。我的脑细胞果然没有令我失望，这有什么好？这电影有看，小说就没有。其实应该是差不多的。对啊，电影那个什么不是电影，对啊，票再给他一张就好了啊。而且问他是哪这个车号的，就可以抓到小偷了吧
Floor, Captain Arbuthnot?
Fourth floor.
？Fourth floor，
Mystery solved.
解开了一个谜团。你就是问人家几楼，然后你就这样解开人家谜团。Fourth floor。
I suppose I can exercise my powers of observation while we wait.
他的国籍是应该是英国人，讲话有那，他几岁啊？我刚刚没有仔细听退休上尉，退休45吧？对啊，问个楼层就解了。我又对了，不是他都讲过啦。这个人真的蛮有趣的看起来仿佛70。52岁，比利时人，沃车公司的董事。哇，那个女生的衣服，她是刺青吗？那女的怪怪的脖子怪怪
My
的。
room's along here. 411.
411，在家。
In a hotel of this quality.
我读到没注意
A
到。
thief. Come on, don't dawdle.
那要走比较快啊。
It'll be a disaster if I miss that train.
没事，董事在楼下啊。
You have locked the door, monsieur?
Naturally. This is a foreign country.
You have the key card?
Of course.
We will enter.
对不对？刚才那些是不是很像刺青？怎么可能不？这是他那个衣服，不可能是衣服，不可能是衣服。为什么不能开？
The lock has not been tampered with.
锁并未招人，我觉得可能只是掉在地板上而已。
A perfume bottle. Empty. Suggestive.
机车因果绕。对啊，讲话都有点怪，就有点怪里怪气。诶，那还有个门。诶，我是从这个门进来的，不是诶。哦，这是厕所。哇，诶，它地板很漂亮呢。啊，为什么会有一个金胡子？
Ha ha! Golden moustache.
怎么会有一滩尿吗？
Water with traces of soap. The water is scented.
水有香味。就我发现，在上位的一位导演里破案，然后他就会说：“我好聪明哦。”
The bed is skillfully made.
好像品客，也真的蛮像品客的。他说回来的时候发现哦，好这样。
A brochure for this fascinating city. A brochure for.
这个空的，又是胡子，真的很爱胡子哎。
You can never have too many of these.
竟然有巧克力棒，可是你不会在自己的房间塞那么多东西吧？不是才住一个晚上而已吗？
A conspicuous gallantry cross for meritorious service in Iraq, yet he only retired as a captain.
官拜上尉，所以意思说他在嫌他很烂的意思咯。这是什么东西？
A stamped reservation for the
渡轮已盖章的预定哦，渡轮呢？
A fact sheet from a tour of Saint Sophie.
感觉他出来应该是来玩的啊，形象好小。
The wallet is somewhat worn. It contains just over $200 and the usual.
只有$200，常见的穷哦。他怎么会在里面塞美元啊？这边又不是美国，还是这边是美国？不是啊，他不是要去巴黎吗？所以
A list of travel expenses, but how did these papers end up on the floor? The bed is.
他说这边，谁的？
Earring. It is not the first time I've seen it, but
那个刺青女吗？
this is.
我完全看不出来啊！剩下这个窗户。
4 floors. It's impossible for a thief to have exited through the window.
小偷怎么进来的？我觉得小偷是用门卡进来的。
That's the right answer.
这么简单，我也可以当小庄安。所以，不是啊，上尉为什么刚刚都不进来？早
How
餐
long were you at breakfast, Captain? Half an hour or so. Just a roll and some coffee.
就这样。早餐问过了，然后这边也调查完了。 那如果这样，哦，向隔壁的问话。哦，好。
The room is apparently empty.
显然
I
没有
will
人
leave it
站，
for the moment.
不一定啊。哦，对啦，也对啦，有可能还是。
Go away, please.
A brief word, sir.
I will give you 2 brief words. Go away.
Monsieur.
I've been traveling all night from New York. Must I call the management?
Pardon, monsieur.
不是
I do not believe we have awakened a thief.
等一下，我的大斧。哎，我的大斧掉粉了啦！哎，不，拍谁？哎呦不，
Go away, please.
A
I
brief.
will give you.
Monsieur.
I've been
哎，
traveling.
抱歉。
I do not believe.
耳环，你的为什么会有一个耳环？哪个女人的？
A previous guest, I suspect. I don't wear
你
them.
确定？敞开的窗户。
Did you leave the window open?
No. That must be how the thief escaped.
I think not. Unless the thief had wings.
铺好
The
的床
bed，is very neatly made, but the corners are not
你
military.
怎么知道？哦，那
The
对啊
price we paid for this hotel? I'm not going to make my own
啊，
money
是不是
bed.
那个防护人员
Interesting pronoun, that. We.
？We，哦，所以真的是有野女人哎。哦，你是找谁来？尚未邀过某个人。哎，不是，尚未邀过某个人，掉了一个耳环，哈哈，就知道床铺的整整齐齐，有个女人在。
Think, Poirot. That is not
Huh?
a good answer.
我以为会有说，门户大开，纸张散落一地啊！啊，是风吹的，这么简单哦。总结，
The wind probably blew the papers on the floor as it
Bye-bye.
came in through the window. Moreover, the door is closed, and I found an earring on the bedside table. The captain invited
有这么简单吗？
a woman into his room.
那这个犯人也真的是太不应该了吧？
That's the right answer.
啊，我觉得是风把车票从桌上吹走的呀。
This is the most likely answer.
哎，哇，上位如果约公主进房的话，好嗨哦！我觉得他啦，
I must admit,
啊，
I'm
不
not
是，
right this
这
time.
假的，真的是公主吗？
I do
哦
not think
哦
that's，the
吓
right
到我！我想说约公主好嗨哦，少奋斗20
answer.
年。
That happens to me a lot.
干嘛？他们刚刚在那个电梯里面，干嘛假装不认识？
Captain Arbuthnot, I have examined your room. Much was revealed, possibly more than you expected. Rest assured, we will soon find your ticket.
It's about bloody time. I have a train to catch.
As do I.
You are traveling on the Orient Express?
We?
Oui?
If you will be good enough to answer a few questions, we may both make our train.
Ask away.
Please give me an account of your movements yesterday.
I spent most of my day in Istanbul, sightseeing. I returned to the hotel as the sun was setting. The desk clerk can confirm I was alone when I picked up my key. I spent the night alone.
晚上只有我一个人，没人半个人，为什么你要回答这么多？我整天都在伊斯兰，我在日落时回到，我是一个人去哪？晚上只有我一个人，没有半个人。这个啦。
Have you told me the entire truth, Captain Arbuthnot?
除非是上尉你
I want you to find my ticket.
上尉你自己很喜欢那个肥皂水什么意思？完事后洗澡，耳环
Can
呐、
you explain the earring I found on the bedside table?
An earring? Yes. Forgive me, Mr. Poirot. I had some business correspondence that wanted answering. The hotel provides help for business travelers. They sent up a secretary. I dictated a letter, and she mailed it for me. I hadn't noticed that she had lost an earring.
And when did you invite this secretary? This woman may be the thief we are looking for.
That was yesterday evening. My ticket was still there when I went down to breakfast. She can't have taken it.
I see. Never mind. It is easily checked. And there was no other person in your room?
No, I swear there wasn't.
Ah, well, never mind. If it is not her, there is only one option left.
Fine. Please finish your job quickly. I'll be downstairs in the lobby.
你们又没有付我钱。我看一下啊，所以我现在是要询问接待。哦，好。它可以用跑的吗？这样算是跑？这样有算跑吗？好像稍微走快一点。
Pardon, monsieur. May I inquire when the staff begins cleaning the rooms?
Every morning at breakfast time, sir. After making certain there are no guests in the room, of course.
May I speak with the chambermaid
对啊，
who
要
cleaned
钱
room
吧？
411 this morning?
I hope you don't think
你
that
该
one
不
of
会
our
认为
staff
偷
stole
车
our
票的
ticket?
人是？
No. Do not distress yourself. We seek only information.
来走走，
I will summon her at once.
Oh, I'd ask her to bring her
请他
laundry
把
cart.
洗衣推车推来。啊，他的意思是说打扫的时候风吹进去的吗？
Do not be frightened, mademoiselle. Did
别
you
害怕。
clean room 411 this morning?
Room 411? Yes, that is one of mine.
Did you see a ticket on the desk when you entered the room?
I'm sorry, I didn't notice a ticket. There was a wallet, but of course I did not touch it.
Did you open the window?
Yes, we always
Did
enter
you
rooms.
open the
But
window?
I forgot to close the window. While I was making the bed, the person from next door was pounding on the wall. I wondered if he needed assistance. I tossed the dirty sheets in my cart, quickly finished mopping, and went to see, but it was nothing. But I'm afraid I left the window open. I'm so sorry.
The window left open, papers scattered on the floor. The chambermaid cleaning the room. I believe I can now visualize what happened.
他的表情都好笑，好狰狞哦。犯罪现场从要这样按照顺序是不是？我来看看哈。他应该是先停好车，开这个风。然后，不是这风吹 掉进来，这样子 easy 啦。
That was easy.
That's what easy. 哦。哎，他说他在哪里？哦，在这里啊。
Mademoiselle, would you be so kind as to look in the sheets from room 411? And so the missing train ticket completes its strange journey. An open window, a laundry cart, and an annoying neighbor. But chance is the only guilty party.
巧合是唯一的罪魁祸首。
Mr. Poirot, I apologize. I believe my concern got the better of me, and I forgot myself. Thank you.
It was a case of great magnitude. I'm glad I was up to the challenge.
巧合是唯一的。
And that, I think, is that.
董事可以这样子随随便便就这样，就站在门口这样子
Our bags are
接
all
待吗？
packed. I have my ticket and papers. If you give me yours, I'll hang on to mine.
我的自己保管。
But as your secretary,
As my secretary, you see to the bags, Hector.
yes, yes, sir.
That man, I have a curious impression of
那个男
him,
人
as
给
if
我的
I were observing a wild animal, uncaged.
白罗的他的内心戏好多、哦。
We must leave for the station. Our bags are in the taxi. Did you find the ticket?
It was a case most difficult, but somehow
这是个棘手的案件。
Poirot
我觉得不棘
I
手哎、
knew you could do it. Now we can sit back and enjoy a relaxing
我觉得刚才
train
那个
ride.
刺青女才是真正的关键嘛。手，24个乘客，只有2个是女性。1883年的10月4号，来自政界和铁路界的一群记者、艺术家和名人，挤在月台上观看东方快车首航之旅。啊，2023年的12月15号，为什么是2023年？
You are in luck, Poirot. Of course, no journey on this train is ever ordinary, but this is a special occasion. To celebrate the
欢庆东方
140
快车
years of the Orient
140
Express,
周
the
年，
engine will be none other than
所以
the
是
splendid
现代
Pacific
版的
231G558.
现代版的东方快车吗？
Celebrating train in history. My eyes
一直
fill
在
with tears of pride. It is time we were aboard, my friend.
永远的那个白
My
罗
only conductor, Pierre Michel, will direct you to your
皮
compartment.
耶米歇
Lead
尔
the way, book. It was built in France in 1922 by the Compagnie Batignolles-Châtillon at the time of its
布克先生要我跟着他，那你就走快一点
purchased
啊！
by the SNCF in 1938. It could reach speeds up to 130 kilometers per hour. Wait until you see. It is like
通往的
travel back
通往
in time. Today
过
the
去。
train is limited to 100 kilometers per hour. I assure
嗨
you,
阿 K，
that will be more than fast
我保
enough to
证
get
这
you
个
to
够。
Paris in time for your connection to London. In the meantime, you will bask in the magic that is the Orient Express.
哦，真的好想坐卧铺列车哦。
Good evening, monsieur. Your compartment is number 202. However, I am afraid that all the others are already full.
Fool? But how can that be?
It is incredible, monsieur. All the world elects to travel tonight.
All the same, you must find room for this gentleman here.
I can exercise my powers of observation.
我可以利用他们帮我找床位的时间，施展一下
He
我
is
的
a
观。
friend of mine. He can have number 201.
环顾四周，
Taken, monsieur.
What? Number 201?
放大，
Yes, monsieur. We are full.
刺青，
Darling, we have to get aboard.
I know.
I have heard of the phobia of fear of flying.
飞行恐惧症，但是没有听过火车恐。
Now you're making fun of me.
Never, Mama. We'll board shortly, once our compartment is ready.
哎呦，这女的，
Notice the young woman from the hotel. She again wishes to watch the old man with his little
这女的
friend,
这样躺的姿势不会不舒
to
服。
be seen herself.
Is everything aboard the train, Hector?
In your compartment, Mr. Ratchet. I'm having them disinfect the room again as you instructed. I also got a call from the Indians. The sale is going through.
看起来是一个有洁癖
There
的
was never any doubt. No other phone
The
calls,
老板。
Hector? From Geneva or Venice?
No, sir. Who were you expecting?
Never you mind. Check our tickets. We're not going in
确认过
until
每件事情
everything
都
is
没问题之
confirmed.
后，我们再进
The
去。
young man seems quite agreeable.
这老板
but the
咄咄
other-
逼人哎。
The older man is something
Oh, yeah.
quite different.
谁呀？躲在那边
Not now.
？Mary，
Now. When it's all over, when it's behind us, then.
哦，他们两个，哦，就说有一腿哈，不香还不承认。
Why did you order so much lobster, Hotaru?
My dear Freya, I need
第二晚上的特色菜需要是龙虾，
And if the lobster a la mode isn't fresh, the passengers will
但是他放了
We don't have enough space for my desserts. Tonight,
今晚的龙宴巧克力
tomorrow,
蛋
my
糕。
specialty.
That is not my concern. They will not have room for them anyway.
Serve your lobster tonight.
Chicken a la mode must be the
旅客第一天晚上的菜肴一定要是毛利鸡肉。
It is easier to digest.
为什么不？
You really are the egomaniac everyone says you are.
I have every reason to be. I am the engine. You are
我
just
是
the
引擎
caboose.，
你只不过是车尾的车厢罢了。
Poirot, I am
为什么每个人的每个人吵架都就是都蛮有特色的、啊？
plague of passengers.
冠老板没错，一定就是肉。乘客之间的这个年轻人是教长者他的秘书。
Well done.
Well done。这个女孩在害怕什么？搭火车。
Fantastic.
这个女人现在什么心情？她很担心。
Brilliant.
存放空间。
Yes.
这个女人她在看谁？诶，她在看谁啊？她在看我们吗？还是？诶，她在看谁？她这个吗？
No, no, no,
Oh.
no, not
Oh.
good. Notice the young woman from the hotel. She
Eh?
again wishes to watch the old. Yes.
哦，对了对了，刚刚她就在那边偷看他们嘛。对。所以可以上车了吗？
Poirot, we have a solution. A gentleman has
有一个
not yet
男士
come.
还没有上
An
车。
Englishman, a Monsieur Harris.
A name of good omen.
It is already time to leave.
哈里斯，哈里斯先生关我什么事？
As Monsieur pleases, I had your things sent straight to your compartment. Unfortunately, you will be with another traveler.
No,
Only for the first night. It cannot be helped.
I will survive, mon ami.
Monsieur Book, we can't find enough space in the kitchen refrigerator to store all of my ingredients.
How is it possible?
His recipes are extravagant. We need to leave something on the platform.
If my lobsters don't
如果龙虾上不了车，我就不去。
And have the passengers on the Orient Express go hungry? Never.
Must I intervene? The problem is unworthy of Poirot. But I do not intend to starve on the most luxurious
当然是第一天吃龙虾啊。
It is impossible to fit everything into the Gary's refrigerator. Obviously, my
我的主菜
entree are
显然比甜点重要。
than dessert.
If Mr. Mori delays his lobsters for a day or two, we can restock at another station.
Delay? You ask me to
Delay?
Brea?
Calm yourself, my friend.
Delay?
I'm sure we
他说
can find
delay?
a solution. Is that a diagram of the refrigerator? May I see it?
Yes, he refuses to look at it.
哇，我还要帮人家排，我还要再帮人家排冰箱的内容他有说他什么人吗？美国人吧？糕点师傅啊，我哪里知影一几岁？啊，我猜他27岁啦。那个不是，这不是卷舌那个应该是亚洲腔吧 ？delay。你说其他人的那个？哇，看我还要正在帮他们拼东西耶，好好笑哦。所以现在在玩的是那个，这个界面玩起来比福尔摩斯啊，我觉得福尔摩斯有点太，之前玩有点太哈扣了，也不是哈扣了，就会让你会觉得有点想睡觉。OK， 它可以转吗？哦，叉是转是，没有不能转所以要固定的哦。要固定的要交给肉肉才对啊。糟糕了，这不能转吗？冰箱不能就这样吃吗？两个侦探我都喜欢，只是这款是比较风趣啊。我之前其实之前是有玩那个，就是那个什么，就是上那个叫什么名字啊？之前的那个福尔摩斯啊，然后就真的有时候会解谜解到有点想睡觉，不行我应该这样过来，他是不是要过来一点？然后这样，可是他也没有，还是这样？对啊，那这样就少。这样就会多一格啊。我怎么？先打散，先拼上面的吧。晨晨，有画叉的纸，应该就可以选的。有画叉，打散，对了，打散。 这样。他没有，他可以直接跳过吗？线索，他有线索，给我线索，揭露，检查啊，那个是那个，好，直接使用了线索，会不会我们这一题直接，会不会我的线索就这样浪费在这个七巧板上面？对啊，我觉得他这应该是凭这边，那么合，也不一定因为他有可能这个啊，对不对？这样，哦，不行。这样，应该可以了吧？这，然后这个可以，赞啦！
Et voilà.
You saved tomorrow night's dinner, Mr. Poirot. I will reserve the finest.
我会帮你准备最顶级的龙虾。哇，太好了！
And to the dessert, mademoiselle.
Hopefully, that will be the last
希望你
mystery
这段
face on our
旅程
journey,
不会再
my
碰到
dear
任何谜
Poirot.
团了，亲
Your
爱的。
compartment for tonight only is at the back of the second-class carriage, number 102. Tomorrow, you
102
move to a private compartment.
太好了。102。来，
Welcome, Monsieur Poirot. I apologize
我
for
会延误向你们
Thank
赔
you,
罪。
Monsieur Michel. I am
Michel.
delighted you could accommodate me.
这男人不知道，他即将踏上了一段危险的旅程。这是可以进去啊！205，我是第2节车厢，帅哥借过一下好吗？
My apologies.
1202，他说我是2等车厢的尾巴，这是 WC， 是这间吗？这间是公主的啊。
This lady has a style of her own, eccentric.
哇，真的很，他们的卧铺也太好了吧？可是公主怎么会住在这么普通的房间？102啊，原来我是跟这个先生一起。
Excuse me, I think you made a mistake.
You are Mr. Harris?
No, my name is McQueen. There is no other berth on the train, monsieur. All is arranged. Yours is the upper berth. We start in 1 minute. The train's remarkably full.
高级。真的好喜欢，对啊，我也很
Listen,
喜。
sir, if you'd rather have the lower berth, easier and all that, well, that's all right by me.
No. You are too amiable. It is for
真的
one
算
night only at Belgrade.
Oh, I see. You're getting out of Belgrade.
Not exactly.
我如果家里有没有要考虑那个去日本住那个他们那种卧铺，从大阪或从东京出发，然后可以那个到它好像有什么春季线跟冬季线，然后春季线好像就是可以看沿路的一些就是可能说樱花什么的，然后九州的火车我知道你说的那一个啦，但是如果它就是那个超级贵，那个我知道那个很贵啊。然后可是我是想要坐到东北，然后沿路这样一路看雪这样。 因为我很喜欢看，我很喜欢看雪，然后所以如果是这样一路开过去，然后慢慢有雪的话，我就觉得哦，我会很兴奋。我是从伊斯坦堡出发后过了夜，现在是这趟旅程的第二天傍晚。那很贵啊，要开始存钱，一定要存啊 ！Ariel 安，我只是咳嗽咳气来打招呼，你不是在打牌吗？啊，我现在换到了。
Ladies and gentlemen, dinner is served. You may join the rest of the passengers in the dining car.
第二天晚上是吃龙虾，对不对？第一天是吃毛利鸡肉，第二天吃龙虾，耶，太好了！吃龙虾，我有最顶级的龙虾，我来了！哇，竟然还有钢琴哎，太夸张了吧？
Excuse me, monsieur. Pierre asked me to inform you that a passenger left us, so his room is yours. Monsieur Bouc instructed that your things be transferred to room 202 during dinner. You will be more comfortable in first class.
It is true what you say. Thank you,
Mr. Fouché, monsieur.
Fouché. 我的餐厅呢？餐厅在这里。好，我来吃我的龙虾大餐。哇，看起来都很高级，很棒哎！其实我觉得列车之旅感觉真的不错。
Please, my friend, join me.
我已经是制作组了，不是那个主厨本来就说要给我最顶级的龙虾，不用那个吧，不用帮我点
啊。If I had but the pen of a
大哥晚安，小时候坐过北极星号，觉得好玩。我真的觉得这样坐列车这样很赞哎。可是好像有一个中国也有一个卧铺列车，听说也是还蛮棒的，听说也蛮厉害的。然后我其实也很想坐是那个，好像是应该是在瑞士吧？是不是瑞士？也有一个，是不是有个卧铺列车？东京坐到北海道，好想坐。或许。
Certainly, it interests us, inviting us to watch and wonder about their lives.
我们了解你。
I know you, my friend. Even now, your mind, it is at work. Let us test it. For example, what do you make of those two?
观察四周。为什么要吃饭就吃饭？等一下。我的那个嘞？我的那个为什么？为什么？等一下。哦，有。然后奇怪，我的那个怎么不见了
I was visiting my daughter. She works at the American Embassy in Istanbul. I told her she'd never find a husband there. Since I wanted to see Paris on my way home, she told me I should take this high-class train. I can't wait to see Paris. It looks beautiful in the movies, but it couldn't be more beautiful than Schenectady in the good old US of A.
先就阿坦来旧金山，坐到西雅图，沿路看海。真假？
Oh, that's in England.
旧金山坐到西雅图，感觉好要坐多久？感觉要好久。
I wish I spoke a foreign language. My daughter speaks several languages. Let me
Seven language.
It's very important.
我也会讲4-5种 language， 台语、中文，好像就也没有几种。国籍，他是什么国籍？我刚刚没有仔细在看到他什么国籍耶，随便选一个好了啦。英国人好了啦，管他的，23岁，随便。侍女好了。
I must admit that this is wrong, but I never far from the truth. No. This is wrong.
他不可能是英文教师吧？ 还是他是俄国人？俄国人的英文应该是俄国人啊。我其实刚才没有在，哎，不是，我刚刚没有在，我刚才没有在仔细看他的那个，那就美国人好了。重播，我刚才玩。
Wait to see Paris. It looks beautiful in the movies, but it couldn't be more beautiful than Schenectady in the good old US of A. That's where I'm living now. And you, Miss Debenham, was it? Where do you hail from?
I was born in the UK.
Oh, that's
UK.
in England, isn't it? What do you do for a living?
I teach English to children in other countries.
I see. Oh, I wish.
哎，啊，他这么老哦，他可年纪看起来不像是40岁啊。
That's the right answer. There is much you can learn about someone just by observing them and listening. For example, that lady is
保守内敛，个性独立。
She reveals little. She is
他耳环还是他耳环最后有找到？哦，有找到。
Prompts her to allow her dinner companion to carry the conversation.
原来如此，有秘密的话就会让别人。
Istanbul suggests more, but I will respect her privacy.
You will always amaze me.
啊，我的龙虾什么时候来？啊，这里。
Mamma mia! You can feel the power of an engine. We climb into the mountains with ease. I know something.
旁边那个男的
And this baby has it in
很不屑的感觉。
There's something special about a train. I'll give you that. I sell toys, and model trains are one of our biggest items. And not just for children either.
You sell model cars too?
Sure, but give me a train any day.
Oh, my friend. What do you have against the cars? Now I work at Fortuna in Italy as a spokesperson. We are producing the next generation of electric cars, the Fortuna Firenze. Like the city, it is beautiful. We got the competitor.
这款车令竞争对手焦虑到自己的车都开不好。
They're going to hit something.
Didn't mean to be insulting. It's just that there's something magical about a train.
Huh? 发言人是吗？59吧，这么老。哎，不是吗？他是不可能是司机吧？35岁不可能吧？他要操啦！其实我根本都一直，他35岁怎么可能？怎么可能
The loud gentleman is very confident, a master of his own fate. It is as much in the inflection as it is in the words. He believes in winning. Also, that
他手势不够多，他手势应该再多一点。
You are a magician.
Oh, it is not a parlor trick, my friend.
这可不是猴戏，朋友只不是观察，只不过是观察而已。啊，甜点来了，啊，我的龙虾没来呢。
My friend, these
哦，吓死我！以为他要死掉了。
desserts I have ever eaten.
You have always had the sweet tooth.
But this, it is a masterpiece. I can't understand how the dessert can be so good. I would love to know what the recipe is.
我们应该还有一组，哎，没有了。我们还有在看谁啊？还有什么东西可以看？哦，甜点。我这看起来真的很好吃哎。
I couldn't tell what flavor the ice cream is.
冰淇淋是什么口味？我猜是柠檬。
It looks like lemon. Look at the zest.
Yes, I wasn't sure what that was.
他喜欢吃甜点，但是他不知道是什么东西，也太有趣了。覆盆子。
It looks like a raspberry.
You have a good eye, Poirot. The biscuit is the foundation of the dessert. All else is built upon it. What do you think?
It looks like crushed biscuits, my friend.
Finely observed, indeed. Poirot, I am embarrassed to ask you a great favor.
My friend, I am on this train due to the great favor you have done me. How may I assist you?
This dessert is sublime. If only I had the recipe. Unfortunately, the pastry chef.
为什么要拿到？不是啊，
Guard her secrets.
你拿到食谱，你又不能干嘛？
I am sure you could make her confess.
You wish me to persuade the pastry chef to give up her recipe?
You who are the expert at interrogation.
审问专家。
It is a dessert.
It is the pinnacle of desserts. You, my
他
friend.
不是，而且他不是说他要做
who,
熔
as
岩
you
巧
say,
克力吗？
are on this train. I blush to remind you.
Fine, you win. Again, what wouldn't I do for you, my friend?
Oh, thank you, Poirot. Good luck.
在哪里啊？主厨在在那里。干嘛？他为什么要站在这里啊？
Good evening, mademoiselle.
Good evening, sir. How can I help you?
That was a magnificent
你
dessert
今
you
天今晚
served us
供应的甜
tonight.
点，
I
看成几
wanted to
品？
tell you personally how much both Monsieur Bouc and I enjoyed it.
Thank you very much, sir.
In fact, it is so good. Monsieur Bouc insists on knowing how you made it.
Oh, sir, I'm sorry. You must know a chef never gives
对
away
呀
their recipes. But, well, you helped with the refrigerator, and without space in it for me, there would have been no dessert. Very well. To prepare tonight's dessert,
这是一种料
first I melt sugar to make caramel. Then I spread this caramel to make tuiles. Between two tuiles, I add a
Tuile to
small
tuile.
scoop of lemon ice cream, and I put the whole thing on a strawberry crown.
Poirot, you are suspicious even now. The pastry chef gave up her prior
这也不算珍藏吧？这应该还是有点比例上的问题吧？感觉他并未一五一十的告诉我，这不用问吧？下面这有什么好？焦糖涂抹开制作薄片，在2个薄片中加一球小的然后我就将所有东西，草莓皇冠啊，
Thank you for sharing your recipe with me.
没有草莓
But I
皇冠
doubt
啊。
those are strawberries you're using.
Oops. You have a good eye, Monsieur Poirot. Very well. What fruit do you think I used?
You used
不是
raspberries,，
这
not
不是很明
strawberries.
显，它就是一个覆盆子
You're
卡
right.
卡在那里吗？
Mr. Bouc, he couldn't tell the difference. Let's move on to the bottom part of the dessert.
My favorite part of the dessert.
其实我不喜欢鸡，
First, I melted some butter. I crumbled pieces of chocolate into the butter. Then I placed
我喜欢
the
慕
mix
斯
in a
胜
circular
过
mold.
于
Finally,
巧
I
克
let
那个
the
饼
whole
干
thing
碎。
cool down to let it harden.
融化一些奶油，在奶油里面加入巧克力碎片，混合好倒入模，最后巧克力碎片吧。
It's certainly not chocolate that you've crumbled.
对啊，你不觉得
You do
你不
have
觉
an
得
excellent
这一段
palate.
很莫
Do
名
you know
其
what
妙
ingredients
吗
I？used?
玉米压碎的饼干，你不觉得这一段
A clever
很
pastry
就是
chef
这一段
might
推理超
mix
奇怪
crushed
的吗？
biscuits with butter to create this
快点
delicious
杀人好
mess.
吗？
That's
快点
it.
给我死
We're
人！
getting closer to the entire recipe.
我
Closer.
需要尸体。
I've caught murderers with less difficulty than this.
I'll give you one last challenge. I'm sure you will be able to figure out the order I mix my ingredients in. If you can, you will have earned my recipe.
我都快猜到，快猜完了，
Solving
你
the
就不用再
murder
给
of
我
Roger
了啊。
Ackroyd was easier than this.
找出卤蛋糕馅饼。香草是在面粉前加入的，鸡蛋是在最先或最后加入的，陈皮加入的时间比面粉晚，绝对不可以连续加入糖和牛奶，糖加入的时间要比香草晚。鸡蛋和陈皮在食谱里是列在一起。香草要在那个加入，鸡蛋是最先或最后，所以应该是这样，然后 鸡蛋、面粉，绝对不可以连续加入糖跟，所以糖加入的时间会比，然后这样合理吧？糖加入的比香草晚啊，鸡蛋最先加入的啊，香草是在面粉之前嘛。然后鸡蛋跟陈皮，鸡蛋跟陈皮那就应该相反了。这样，对吗？糖，等一下，糖加入的时间比香草晚，所以就是这样子啊，这样。陈皮加入的时间比面粉晚。香草是在陈皮的是比面粉晚，可是他说鸡蛋跟陈皮是你同一列。香草是，他没有，对啊，他没有说，他没有说对啦，他只说，这样，糖加，对了，我刚才看错了。香草是面粉前加入的，鸡蛋是最后，陈皮加入时间比面粉晚，然后绝对不能连续加入糖跟牛奶。然后糖加入的时间是比香草晚，然后没错。
voilà.
还有一个。
As promised, my recipe is yours. Give me 5 minutes to write it down for you.
Thank you. I am in your debt. I can take advantage of this moment to resume my little observations of
偷偷的观察。
I made a lot of progress on the expenses last night, sir. I should be done by tomorrow morning.
You're supposed to be a fast worker, Hector.
你动作得
Sorry,
快一
sir.
点。
Working here is not as comfortable as in our office in Boston.
You're lucky to ride in a train like this.
女美国人秘书，年纪应该40，她不可能22岁。
I'm right again. That happened.
Did you enjoy the meal?
I'm not used to meals like this.
You do not have good restaurants in Kenya?
Actually, we do. This is in the 1930s.
I did not mean to offend.
You didn't like the meal?
The lobster, it was undercooked, and the potatoes were too dry.
I expect, being Princess Dragamirov's assistant, you must be used to eating well.
Cooking is an art. You do not need to wear the chef's hat to be an artist.
What is your favorite dish?
Curry roast. It is a specialty of mine.
他说他是什么？他说什么？
Did you enjoy the meal?
I'm
他
not
说他觉
used to
得
meals like this.
You do not have good restaurants in Kenya?
Actually, we do. This is in the 1930s.
I did not mean to offend.
You didn't like the meal?
The lobster, it was undercooked, and the potatoes were too dry.
I expect, being Princess Dragamirov's
卓戈
assistant,
米罗夫公主的助理。
Cooking is an art. You do not need to wear the chef's hat to be an artist.
她是助理啊。
Curry roast. It is a specialty.
如果是喜欢咖喱香肠的话，感觉是英国人啊。
I do not.
Huh?
I must admit, I'm not.
咖喱香肠不是哦。
No, 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 no.
No,
not
no,
good.
no. 他不可能23岁，不可能那个德国人吗？哦，是德国人哦。是因为他那个叫卓什么？
Here you are, sir. My recipe. Please tell Mr. Book he should not expect my recipes for the other desserts.
Thank you very much, mademoiselle. I know he will sincerely appreciate the gesture, and I will make
德式
certain
香
he
肠
gets the message.
咖喱德式香肠，咖喱香肠。啊，不过我觉得德国的那个白香肠很好吃，
You are good, such a
我很喜欢
long
吃
time.
白香肠。如果把那个早餐buffet有的话，我都会加很多。
This is wonderful. Did it require the use of your little grey cells?
More the exercise of my little taste buds.
Thank you so much, my friend. Eat your dessert. You've earned it.
都融化了。怎样？不要偷看我，臭老头。
Good evening. My name is Ratchet. I think that I have the pleasure of speaking to Mr. Hercule Poirot. Is that so?
You have been correctly informed, monsieur.
Your exploits are well known
你
on
的
my
成就在
side
大
of
西
the
洋的这一
Atlantic.
端也
In
众
my
所周知。
country, we
我
come
们
to
的
the
美国
point
人说话
quick.
一向
Mr.
开门见
Poirot,
山。
I want you to take on a job for me. Are you interested in earning
我也
a
要
lot
叫我
of
去
money?
去
My
问什么问
clientele,
题吧。
monsieur, is limited nowadays. I undertake very few cases.
Why, naturally. I understand that. But this, Mr. Poirot, means big money. Big money.
Big money, big money。62岁啊，怎么可能32岁？
I'm right again. That happened. What is it you wish me to do for you, monsieur Ratchet?
Mr. Poirot, I am a rich man.
I'm a
A
rich-
very rich man. Men in that position have
有钱的
enemies.
人
I
就
have
是
an enemy.
Monsieur, in my experience, when a man is in a position to have, as you say, enemies, then it does not usually resolve itself into one enemy only.
Yes, I appreciate that point.
一个或好几个都
Enemy
无所
or
谓。
enemies, it doesn't matter. What does matter is my safety. My life has been threatened, Mr. Poirot. Now, I'm a man who can take pretty good care of himself. But as I look at it, a little insurance wouldn't hurt. And remember, big money.
I regret, monsieur, that I cannot oblige you.
What's wrong with my proposition?
If you will forgive me for being personal, I do not like your face.
我就直话直说，不喜
If
欢
you
你的长
wouldn't
相。
mind, I'd like to finish my coffee peacefully.
到新包厢的上床就寝。我是202。哎，我可以直接从这边出去吗？哎，真的很赞哎！这种，你看外面下雪，然后外面下着雪，然后你就这样走在这种有音乐的那种，啊，储藏室。厕所，所以应该厨房是最后一间吧，最后尾端。上床就寝，上床，真的很容易讲，很难讲哎。
A nightcap, Monsieur Poirot?
要
A cup of coffee, Monsieur Fauché. Then I will retire
Fauché.
to my new compartment.
I'm sure you will find it to be most
为什
comfortable.
么不给我？不可以？为什么不给我？为什么不给我一杯酒？我要喝酒。哦，所以现在停下来了。哇，这小城
We
镇
have
好像
stopped.
Yes, sir. Belgrade Station.
贝
If
贝
you'd
尔
like to go out and get some fresh air, now is the time. The train leaves at 9:15.
No, I see that it is snowing. I will not seek out the fresh air.
Probably a wise decision. May I suggest a chocolate to accompany your coffee? It is produced by my father, the best chocolatier in Switzerland.
I would never refuse a chocolate with such high recommendation.
I know you will enjoy it, and please let me know if there is anything else you require.
这个人长相也蛮有百八的感觉，瑞士人啊，酒保啊，唉，可惜没有18岁，不然就选了28岁，也差不多
That
吧
was。easy. Everything was perfect. Thank you very much.
My pleasure. Is there anything you require, monsieur?
No, merci.
而且怎么会在睡前喝咖啡？啊？你们俩在干什么？
I thought you'd left us. You said you were getting...
You misunderstood me.
But, man, your baggage, it's gone.
It has been moved into another
又
compartment.
我
That is all.
救你啊！
I see.
我去头等舱啊！
I wish you a good night, Monsieur Poirot.
Good night.
哦，这是他们，这不会是他们那个这是他们那种管家的位置吧？也太小了吧
！I hope you'll sleep well and that your head will be better in the morning.
It is just the cold. I'm now making myself a cup of tea.
I hope it'll warm you up.
203，你们两个在干嘛？你们两个刚刚在做什么？没咖啡因的咖啡。
Ratchet seems very upset.
废话，你说人家丑，当然人家生气啊！恕我直言，你真的长得很丑啊！我来看看头等舱的房间是长怎样。诶，比我想象中的小诶，但是其实也蛮大的。啊，我可以关门吗？不行。诶，这是厕所是不是？哇，诶，如果这样子的话，很不错诶。上床就寝。
Finally a real bed fit for a king.
适合国王，也适合累坏。没有咖啡因的咖啡，看起来刚忙完。对啊，刚刚看起来应该是忙完。哇，还换了睡衣。但我觉得他扣子扣太高了，这样子脖子会不舒服啊！我听到了一个的声音。
Monsieur Ratchet?
Ce n'est rien, je me suis trompé.
我不能出去吗？我感觉到已经有杀人事件了，我想要出去不行吗？12点37分，3颗镜头看起来是2颗镜头，看起来应该是救醒的。听起来很百八，对吧？靠背哦，谁一直打断我的睡眠
Good night, madame.
有人阻止我们，一切都顺利吗？有人阻止我们？什么叫谁
The American lady?
Yes, don't worry. You'll know how Mrs. Hubbard is. Imagine to yourself the time I have had with her. She insists, but insists, that there is a man in her compartment. Just imagine it, monsieur. In a space of this size, where would he conceal himself? I argue with her. I point out that it is impossible. She insists. She woke up and there was a man there. And how, I ask, did he get out? And leave the door bolted behind him? But she will not listen to reason.
That one does not leave time to listen. The train has stopped, Mr. Michel?
We have run into a snowdrift. Heaven knows how long we shall be here. I remember once being snowed in for 7 days.
Where are we?
Between Vinkovsky and Brod.
Oh la la. It's time for me to go back to bed.
I wish you a good night, monsieur. Or what is left of it.
啊，所以他们那种列车人员都不能睡觉啊！不要有2点多又再叫起来一次哦。最好是尸体哦。哇，这是龙袍吗？这些旅客都不睡觉哎，哇，会有轮班哦。金世界纪录将阿加丽克里斯，我现在跑那么快。哦，毕竟这是侦探推理，所有是证据。啊，我们竟然。
The train is still stuck and the snow continues to fall. I should have taken an airplane. Well, I must make the best of it and join the other.
不是他那个雪是雪崩了吧？刚才那个是雪崩了吧？这发生什么事了？这个。
The train still hasn't left.
Good morning, Monsieur Michel. Good morning, sir. Please enjoy our special breakfast in our restaurant.
我以为你快睡着了。
This delay is intolerable. I am supposed to be demonstrating.
My daughter said it would be the easiest way in the world. Just sit on the train.
有那个哎。
Mademoiselle, you are not concerned about the train stopping?
What can one do?
Indeed, this does not make the train move. You have great strength to remain calm at a time like this.
I know one far, far stronger than I.
And that is?
Well, that old lady, for instance. You have probably noticed her. She just has to lift her little finger and ask for something in a polite voice, and the whole train runs.
It runs also for my friend Monsieur Bouc, but that is because he is a director of the line, not because he has a masterful character.
You don't have to have a strong will when you have power. But I suspect I did not need to tell you that, Mr.
Poirot.
Mr. Poirot.
Good morning, Mr. Fauchet. You have early customers, I see.
Yes, I am stuck serving here as well at breakfast. Everyone is impatient. They keep complaining that the train is not moving. As if I could get out and push it.
It's too early for me to order a boxcar. That is the appropriate drink, I believe.
A gin triple sec, lemon and grenadine mix. A drink for a train indeed.
But not perhaps for my breakfast. I think I will settle for an omelette.
Good luck, sir. Miss Nielsen is helping to serve in the dining car.
How long are we expected to be stranded here?
It won't do much good complaining to
想
me.
吃
That
croissant
fellow
啊
there with the moustache, he may know something.
croissant。
Excusez-moi, sir.
Yes?
Monsieur Bouc asks for you to join him in compartment 203.
哎，我才刚从那边走过来，你为什么不知道？
Look here, Poirot. Can you tell us anything?
Tell you the snow, it will not move aside on its own.
其实我觉得星巴克的croissant还蛮好吃的。
I am going to see him now. I will ask him if he has
明
any
天
information.
有点想吃，明天来吃croissant好了。不是他不能这样，我刚刚才从202走过来，你现在要叫我再去203，我真的是，大家当我吃饱太闲哦。很好奇，这种火车如果延误了，会有，应该是会有那个啦，那个如果你有保险才会有吧，如果一般正常他们这种应该就不会。
Come in. We have need of you.
What has occurred?
A passenger lies dead in his
来
bed.
了来了来了，
Stabbed.
A passenger? Which passenger?
啊你隔壁的那个啊，
He's an American, a man called Ratchet. It was his valet, Masterman, who was worried that Mr. Ratchet was not awake yet. Pierre Michel, the
不面险
conductor,
不知道能不能
decided to break
我记
in.
得他应该是可以延误可以，可是如果是遇到
Well, my friend, I think
自
it
然
is best
自然
not
灾害
to touch anything and wait
就不
for
太
the
确
police
定
to arrive.
因为有
Oh,
些
I tried
是
to call the police, but there is no cell tower for many kilometers. We could be stuck in the snow for hours. The murderer is with us.
因为有
On
些
the train, now,
会有
the
那
sooner
种
we catch
所谓的
him,
排
the
除
sooner
条
we'll be
款。
out of danger. The Dr. Constantine is already examining the body.
Mon ami, this is not a missing train ticket. We must follow procedure. We must wait for the police to secure the crime scene.
Please, Poirot. I will take full responsibility.
Book, you ask. Well, if we cannot contact the outside world, then...
抓班人哦。
You are going to drive me crazy. In truth, this problem intrigues me. I was reflecting not half an hour ago that many hours of boredom lay ahead whilst
快
we
点
are
开门，
stuck
快点
here.
开门。
And now, a problem lies ready to my hand.
You accept then?
C'est
Yeah.
entendu. You place the matter in my hands.
来来来，终于 time to 解谜了。哇，哎，这个
Mr. Poirot, I am Dr.
这个医
Constantine.
生穿的很好看哎。
Forgive me, doctor. You are.
其实我还蛮喜欢
examiner?
看
No,
男生穿
but I have
西
assisted in
装的。
postmortems at Nairobi
然后
Hospital, where
我觉
I
得
am a
英
teaching
国人
fellow.
英国人的
I am
定
familiar
制
with
西
your
装真的
excellent
都很好看。
institution.
I do not intend to perform a full autopsy, but a preliminary examination should be of some use.
Of course. May I have a look? Then we can compare notes.
Please, if you need any help, I won't be far away.
他是那个啦，肯亚人医生。这看起来不像89岁吧？89太过分了吧？这89给他
My little gray cells did not.
哇，他直接被刺成凶器嘞？凶器怎么不见了？哎呀，为什么不能按？水杯是空的。
I'm sure I will find some interesting things inside.
哦，手机竟然裂开了啊！因为他要自保，因为他那个这边有一把枪。哎，为什么枪不能？哎，这是手帕吗？
A handkerchief. There's a letter H embroidered on it.
H.
I'll take photos.
香蕉是法米留下来的吗？感觉是让他服用了安眠药，然后才刺杀他的不然的话他怎么没有那个
As you see, the victim has been
他
stabbed
怎么没有
many
拿
times.
枪反击
Several alone would have been fatal.
Yes, I agree. An attack most savage.
哇，这吃很多
I will, of course, prepare a complete report on my findings.
Thank you.
对，金士曼那个，我之前觉得那个真的，他的那个真的很，就是他们那个很好看，那西装很好看。哦，时间停在几点啊？1点15分。1点15分。
The watch is broken. The hands are stopped at 1:15 a.m. One would expect that to be the time when the attack occurred.
谋杀之
I'm
夜。
sorry, Doctor, but I must question you.
Of course. I must be considered under suspicion like everyone else.
May I know your movements last night?
I share compartment 101 with Mr. Booth. He would not stop talking about his beloved train. I listened to him for hours talking about his Orient Express.
My friend Book will no doubt confirm this. Did you know the victim?
Not at all. I noticed him last night at dinner, but I did not pay much attention.
Did you touch anything in here this morning?
I checked for a pulse. There was none. Rigor mortis had commenced. The body was cool to the touch. I touched nothing else.
What can you tell me about the victim?
他都说不认识
He died
哦
from，
人
multiple
家只要
stab
问。
wounds of varying angles and depth. More than one would have been fatal. I would place the time of death roughly between midnight and 2 a.m. With more time, I hope I can be more precise.
I assume the open window complicates matters.
Indeed. Conditions are not perfect.
所以
Thank you for your help, Doctor.
所以他说不定死亡时间其实是更早的，因为开窗让尸体
Where can the killer have
让
gone?
尸体是不是更那个腐败更坏更慢？
This morning, the murderer would have left tracks in the snow if he had jumped out the window.
他这个是更高级的那个我哪里在？密码还没找到。
I wonder what could be in this photo.
不是就是猫咪吗？
I wonder what could be in this photo.
不是，我要看上面那个。
Expensive clothing, recently laundered.
爱丽丝走在开了1000朵花的森林里，她摘下10朵花做成花束。突然间，花束变成一只蝴蝶，她身上的花开始变成原来的2倍之多。爱丽丝来到了一扇门，门问她：“如果你想离开这座森林，你必须告诉我，森林里还剩下几朵花？”他取下了，所以就变成990朵，990朵变2倍，990朵变2倍，乘以2，1980，兔子。 哎，哦，这样。哎，这应该是上面的。嗯。这样。嗯？嗯？嗯？对啊，应该这边啊。等一下平好。诶，先走开了。按错。啊，他呀，这样。哎，这样，哦，这样，哦，对，这样。在哪？智黛西。哦，我的猫乖乖的。智黛西。安眠药。对啊，我也觉得他应该是喝下了安眠药，才被人家捅死的。
This door communicates with compartment 204. The latch is open on this side.
204。
The chain lock is
坏掉了。
Monsieur Michel told me that he broke the chain on the door to get into the room.
那你自己活该啊！
I shouldn't leave until I have finished inspecting the
我会把东西
crime
弄
scene.
坏了。有。锁上了。
So the murderer must have exited through Madame
啊，
Hubbard's room.
所以那个啊，赫伯德
That was
太太
easy.
太太一直说有一个男的，就是在他房间里面啊。有2个人，可能这2个人吧。
I'm right again. That up. The chain lock is simple. I shouldn't leave until I have finished inspecting the.
他说要跳过。对，要输入密码，对不对？1980。
Not very surprising.
真的很有钱哎。
A meeting place on the back of a postcard. Someone with the initials A.W.
A.W.
Ratchet had an appointment he will never keep.
可是会有人会把日记放在保险箱里面吗
？Unusual letter this.
你将为你伤害过的每一个人承受同样的痛苦，死亡将近，我们有仇必报。所以它算是一个恐吓信。
I shouldn't leave.
我不是已经调查完了吗？对啊，我有什么没调查？我这不调查了吗？这个调查了。这个长得很像海伦仙度丝的那个。对啊，这看过了。看过了。
Last night, Monsieur Ratchet said he takes precautions. I see now what he meant. He knew he was in danger and wanted to be ready. Yet
他讲话，
no use
他
to
早就知道他有作者。
This phone was deliberately smashed.
不让他电话打来吧？应该都检查过了。可以。回顾事件。不是。应该这个没错，这个。警戒状态，然后喝了安眠药。
I must admit I'm not right this time.
因为他睡不着嘛，所以就喝了。
I can't imagine Ratchet taking
所以他应该是被人家是算也不算被灌吧？所以会他，对啊，是不是他的员工让他喝下的？因为他相信这2个人啊。
I think I've seen everything I need at the moment. I'm counting on you.
我觉得他应该不是被迷惑，而是他是不是就是他的那个员工让他喝的
So, Poirot, did you find anything out?
It's a bit early for the handcuffs, my friend. Even for Hercule Poirot. Do not worry, mon ami. I believe our culprit has no plans to strike again. Monsieur Ratchet was the target. Of that I am convinced. Tell me, Book, how did you spend last night?
This is a joke, I hope. Don't you trust your old friend?
My friend, calm yourself. I must hear your story in order to corroborate other accounts.
Ah, naturally. Let me see. I went to my compartment after dinner. Dr. Constantine was already there. We talked about his career. He's a Cambridge man, you know. After university, he returned to his country and has done much good there. He was so interested in the Orient Express. I told him all the anecdotes I know. I'm not certain when we fell asleep, but it was very late.
Here is what I have found out. Monsieur Ratchet was stabbed many times. I also found threatening letters in his safe. He had a loaded gun under his pillow, so he was on guard, ready to defend himself. However, there was an empty glass with white residue at the bottom. I suspect a barbiturate. Perhaps he was forced to take it. In any case, I am certain he was unconscious, unable to defend himself. I also found several other items at the crime scene, possibly related to the murder. They must be investigated.
By all means, Poirot. As fast as you can.
I also found liquid for an electronic cigarette, but I could not find a vape.
那个香蕉是电子烟的那个烟油。
I need a list of the passengers with their compartment numbers.
Pierre Michel will have it.
I must interview the rest of the passengers and the staff.
I'll be in the bar car if you need me. We are hours late. Soon I hope help will arrive.
诶，左边。天啊！
Monsieur Michel, I must ask you a few questions if you don't mind.
I will do everything I can to help.
First of all, tell me about yourself.
Very well. My name, as you know, is Pierre Michel. I am from Calais. I've been with the company for over 15 years.
Thank you.
加来是加拿大人的意思哦。加来，他算是随从还是随？哎，还是他这个叫管理员？哎，还是他？还是我觉得我猜他年纪猜错，不可能，无期一定是无期啊。还是加来是指的是瑞士人
No. I do not think that's the right answer. I must admit I'm not. Think, Poirot, that...
是加来是法国人哦。
I'm right again. That happens to me a lot. Can you provide me with a listing of the passengers and their rooms, please?
Yes, certainly.
Oh, 每个房。
Are you a smoker?
Indeed.
你抽烟吗
Do you smoke e-cigarettes?
No, tobacco only.
I would like to reconstruct with your help the events of last night. Monsieur Ratchet retired to bed. When?
Almost immediately after dinner, sir. Actually, before we left Belgrade.
Did anybody go into his compartment after that?
His valet, monsieur. Monsieur Masterman. And then his secretary, the young American gentleman. Monsieur McQueen.
And that is the last time you saw or heard of him?
No, monsieur. You forget that Monsieur Ratchet rang his bell around 12:40 a.m., soon after we had stopped. I knocked at the door, but he called out in French, "Ce n'est rien, je me suis trompé." I then left to answer another bell that had just rung.
不太对耶，他不是
Where
美国
were
人吗
you at 1:15 a.m.?
I was sitting on my little seat at the end of the car, facing up the corridor.
Are you sure?
I left a little after 1 a.m. to speak about the snow with my colleague Jean in the bar car. I came back later. There was a call. I remember speaking to you.
Indeed, I remember. Carry on.
It was the American lady, Madame Hubbard. She thought she saw a man in her compartment. Then, around 1:50 a.m., I made the bed for Monsieur Ratchet's secretary, Monsieur McQueen. He had spent the evening talking with the English Captain Arbuthnot. At 2 a.m., I returned to my place and stayed there until dawn.
What is the last station where we stopped?
Vinkovsky.
Could someone have come on board?
Possibly. I was very busy. Owing to the weather, we were a few minutes late. We left at 12:10 a.m.
应该等一下，应该在最后凌晨2点之后。然后他说，大概12点40分、20分的时候，应该是这样。
That's the right answer.
这个算长途火车，还有对啊，中长途，这很赞欸。所以他已经问我，我要干嘛？好，然后我要再去问一下204房的太太，开门哦，太太。
Good morning, madam. I am Hercule Poirot.
Caroline Hubbard. What can I do for you, Mr. Poirot?
I am the bearer of unfortunate news.
It's obvious with all the commotion that something has happened.
Madame Hubbard, I am afraid your neighbor, Monsieur Ratchet, was murdered last night.
Oh my God! I knew it!
I would like to ask you some questions, but first, may I
对啊，他们
inspect
是
your
头等
room?
舱。
Of course, yes, you must.
I knew it. 这个他床比较大比我的。他说他是什么人？他说美国人。他说他我只知道他女儿先选一个60，家庭主妇吧。管理员不对啊，选一个美国人好了。老女人。
That was easy.
没错，我知道他一直在炫耀他女儿啊。昨晚。
Madame, please tell me about last night.
The murderer was right here in my compartment. I woke up. All in the dark it was. I was just so scared I couldn't scream. I pressed the call button. I pressed and pressed. I heard footsteps running in the corridor, then a knock on my door. Come in, I screamed. And I switched on the lights at the same time. And would you believe it? There wasn't a soul there.
You think he went back into the other compartment?
How do I know where he went? I had my eyes shut tight. The conductor came in. I told the man what had happened, and he didn't seem to believe me. I asked him to search the room, but he found nothing. I told the conductor to look at the door between the compartments, and sure enough, it wasn't bolted. Well, I soon saw to that. I told him to bolt it, then and there.
How is it you didn't bolt the door between the two compartments?
But I had. Well, as a matter of fact, I asked that Swedish lady, Olsen, Greta, if it was bolted, and she said it was.
How was it you could not see for yourself?
I was already in bed, and my toiletry bag was hanging on the hook of the door. I couldn't see the latch from where I was.
What time was it when you asked her to do this for you?
Oh, it must have been around 10:30 or 10:45 p.m. She'd come along to see if I had an aspirin. But instead of opening my door, she opened Mr. Ratchet's door by mistake. He said something quite rude, like, "Not a chance, lady, you're too old." It shocked her. She came in. I told her where to find the aspirin, and she got it out of my toiletry bag. Poor girl, she didn't have a good night.
The same could be said for Monsieur Ratchet.
It appears Mademoiselle Olsen may be the last person to see Ratchet alive.
Is this your handkerchief?
No, not at all.
Yet it is embroidered with an initial H, like your name.
I don't care. It's not mine, and I would certainly never buy something so impractical as that frilly.
买那种有花边的东西非常不实际。
Are you a smoker?
No, definitely not. Filthy habit.
I have not finished inspecting your room. If you don't mind.
Here is a jacket button. It bears the logo of the Orient Express.
哇，如果有这种房间，然后又可以有一个小桌子，哎，这比一般的那种饭店还要高级。
The luxury of the Orient
哇，太
Express
高
is
级了吧
present in every detail.
啊，盥洗包吗？闻手指头就知道有没有抽。它这个电子烟也是吗？因为他说有可能是电子烟，他是抽电子烟哎。对啊，很奢侈，你看。
This door connects to Monsieur Ratchet's compartment. It was latched on this side. Let's see if Mrs. Hubbard was telling the truth about the latch of the connecting door. This hook is probably where Mrs. Hubbard hung her toiletry bag. I can see the latch very well from here, even with the toiletry bag attached. I'll have to clear that up with Mrs. Hubbard.
想骗我们哈。
I found a jacket button on your table. It looks like it belongs to.
打击就知道有没有味道了。可能这种衣服。哦，藤仔。纽扣应该是火车。
A train employee. The button bears the logo of the Orient Express.
Well, of course the conductor came in last night, but he didn't go near that table.
Still, it's a safe bet that it belongs to the conductor. I'll check his jacket later, to be sure. Mrs. Hubbard, you told me that the door connecting the two compartments was closed, correct?
跟刚抽完烟的人来见抽。我有试过。这假的女郎。感觉就很不，感觉很可怕。关了，我跟你说，我当时已经躺上床，而且快点又在挂在门，我当时的位置看不到，就来这。
Are you sure everything you've told me is accurate, Madame Hubbard?
Of course. I have an excellent memory.
Mrs. Hubbard, I tested putting your toiletry bag on the door hook as you told me. From your bed, you can easily see the latch on the door. The toiletry bag does not hide the latch at all.
Are you saying I'm lying? It may have been stuck somehow in a different position, or I may not have seen it in the darkness. Or I didn't think to look, you irritating man.
Details matter, madame. A man has been most savagely murdered. You will excuse me if I attempt to separate the truth from the false.
Forget my toiletry bag and focus on who entered my compartment. Probably after killing Mr. Ratchet.
Madame Hubbard is a force to be reckoned with, but I suspect I'm not done with her.
Thank you for your assistance, madame.
这家伙很不配合哎。
Come to Poirot, my exquisitely sculpted friend.
哦。
must admit I'm not right this time.
不是，12点10分。
While Monsieur Michel was chatting with Monsieur Fauchet in the bar car between 1 a.m. and 2 a.m., the murderer could have escaped Ratchet's room without being seen.
Et voilà.
跟有胡渣的亲亲，感觉蛮妙的，感觉蛮微妙，有点上瘾。因为女郎喜欢那个这个感觉吗？米歇尔先生有嫌疑吗？赫伯德太太有人？我自己觉得他有嫌疑。
Very well, I choose to go this way.
米歇尔先生，我也觉得他有嫌，他的时间也太刚好了吧。米歇尔先生有嫌疑吗？我也觉得他怪怪，但我先选没有好了。
This appears to be a good lead.
可以再选吗？可以，好，先选没有。
According to the information I have, this is a solid choice.
好，那我们再去问别人。我要去问他的员工。他的员工应该是在这里。他还可以再问话吗？
I found a button from an Orient Express staff jacket. Did you lose one by any chance?
No, monsieur. As you can see, I have all my buttons. It is not mine.
哪个家伙进到了那个贺太太的房间？这小姐是刚刚有出现吗？
Good morning, madam. The snow is a predicament, is it not?
I am Russian.
Snow
is no stranger to me.
Ah, the accent. Would it be St. Petersburg?
You are very perceptive. Monsieur Poirot, is it not?
And may I take it?
你看先排除谁没有嫌疑好了，我觉得都有嫌疑。
We dispense with the old titles these days. My husband,
哇，他那个眼妆
was taken from me by these Stalins.
史达林主义者。
When they were gone, I became director of the St. Petersburg Museum of Antiquities to restore and preserve what I can of my country's history.
Still, the delay must be vexing.
If I must be late for my appointments, then they will wait.
I know that I would certainly wait, madame. It has been my extreme pleasure to make your acquaintance, madame.
Au revoir, Monsieur Poirot.
Oh?
A beautiful piano. What a luxury. Pity there's no one to play it.
So, Poirot, I hope you are progressing in your investigation.
I have not finished yet, but it is progressing, yes. I still have many questions that must be answered.
那个借阿司匹林的也怪怪，对啊，怎么会跟我借阿司匹林
I'm sorry. There's nothing I can add to what I've already told you.
百八跟我讲话啊，百八讲话啊！我要去那个啦，餐厅，我记得他们好像在餐厅。 他回家了。好，那我要去他们的房间了。他们有嫌疑吗？可颂。还去2等舱了。诶，他的这间先生
Monsieur Edward Masterman, I believe. May I ask you some questions?
I can barely talk. I have a terrible toothache.
We have a doctor on board the train. Perhaps...
I do not need a doctor. I use essential oils. If you can find my flask of clove oil in my box, I would be grateful.
Fine, if you insist. I will help you.
我要帮他调精油。
By the smell, I think that the jojoba oil spilled on the other bottles, leaving their labels illegible. I must find another way to find which one is Masterman's toothache remedy. The weighing scale is soaked in jojoba oil. It's unusable. Ah, this old scale will do the job.
他说
To start, I must first arrange the vials from the lightest to the heaviest.
依然，就是这比较重。我跟你讲哦，丁香是7，所以是第3个。反正现在是这样。那这个嘞？这个谁？哦，所以现在是这样，所以这个顺序是没有错。然后这个跟这个比，啊，那个这个。哦，所以它这个比较重，这感觉就是最轻。黑色应该是那个依然啊，依然。我觉得红色就是丁香啊，香蜜是黄色。这样，这样，哎，小米，哎，他靠背哦，哎呦，要重来了啦。
To start, I must first arrange the vials from the lightest to the heaviest.
对啊。哎呦，害我忘记刚才，这应该最重，对吧？这一罐最轻吧？哎，这罐最轻啊！哎，这罐重啊，没错啊。还是我记得，对啊，这罐比较轻啊。对啊，这罐轻啊。 哦，蓝色最重了。诶，然后嘞？诶，对啊，应该没有错吧？对啊，没人比蓝色重吧？还是错边了？对啊，还是我错边，我反过来了。有6种。因为他说荷巴油洒出来了。哦，黄色比较重啦。
Now that I know the order, I think that I can easily guess which one is the clove oil.
对嘛，我那时候就猜红色嘛。
Here is Monsieur Masterman's remedy.
丁香很臭其实丁香蛮臭。
Here is your remedy. I hope it will help.
Thank you very much, sir.
如果有人不喜欢壁虎的话，也可以撒一点丁香。我记得，如果没有记错的话。
I'm ready to answer your questions.
You are Monsieur Ratchet's valet?
Yes, sir. That is correct.
Were you told that your employer was murdered?
Yes, sir. A very shocking occurrence.
怎么会讨厌壁虎？有人会讨厌啊！我室友很讨厌，我是还好啦。就会很害怕那个。
It must have been around 9 p.m., sir. That or a little after. I went to bed around 10:30 p.m. Same as the person who shares my room. Mr. Foscarelli. He almost immediately began snoring.
What did you do then?
I read, sir. And I spent a while soothing my toothache with clove oil and listening to the snoring.
你去看个医生好吗？不要再使用丁香了，先生。
My roommate's snoring.
Are you a smoker?
Yes, sir. I have a cigarette now and then to relax.
Tell me about your employer, Monsieur Ratchet.
I've been working for him for 9 months. I should not wish to speak ill of the dead, but he was not a gentleman, sir.
Did you know that he had enemies?
Yes, sir. I heard him discussing some threatening letters, sir, with Mr. McQueen.
Did he mention these letters to you?
He had been reading a letter when I came in. He asked me if I was the one who put it in his compartment. I told him that I had done no such thing, and he should report it to the police at the next station.
How did he respond?
He laughed, sir.
You're joking.
I do not joke, sir.
Forgive me. I can see you do not. Was he taking sleeping pills?
Always when traveling by train, sir. He said he couldn't sleep otherwise. Last night he asked me to give him 2. I did so, along with a glass of water. He dissolved them in the water.
Did you see him drink the water?
No, sir. I left right after I gave him the pills.
Was Monsieur Ratchet a smoker?
No. He finds smokers disgusting.
Can you tell me again why you gave sleeping pills to Monsieur Ratchet?
Yes, I gave him the pills because when he takes the train, he has trouble sleeping. The letter must have worried him. He specifically asked me to prepare the sleeping pills. I didn't see him drink the water with the pills in it.
他搭火车时候睡不太着。那封信想必让他忧心忡忡，他特别要我准备安眠药，我没看到他喝加了药的水。他不是说
Evidence can help me prove he's lying. I see nothing to prove he's lying.
Monsieur, I believe you are not telling me the truth.
What? How can you say that?
北部的壁虎会叫吗？不会。女郎没有听过壁虎叫吗？壁虎叫就这样，啾啾啾啾啾啾啾啾啾啾啾啾，这样这样，啾啾啾，一直这样，啾啾啾啾啾啾啾啾啾。选举人。
He received threatening letters. One, it seems, last night. Did you know he had a gun under his pillow? And even asked for my help to watch over him? I find it strange that he asked you for sleeping pills when he was afraid for his life and prepared to defend himself.
I'm sure I don't know. Maybe to calm his nerves, maybe out of habit.
It makes no sense.
Wait, please. Isn't it possible that Mr. Ratchet asked me to prepare the pills, but didn't plan to drink them for some reason?
It is possible. But I am a student of character, monsieur, and the Monsieur Ratchet you describe is not the man I met.
If you'll excuse me, my toothache is getting worse again.
I'm afraid this time you must prepare your own clove oil.
Oh.
I believe I am addressing Monsieur Hector McQueen.
Guilty as charged.
I beg your pardon?
Oh, sorry. Just an expression. My father used to say it.
You must have had an interesting childhood. I am Hercule Poirot.
No need to be modest. You're a detective.
You are Monsieur Ratchet's secretary?
I am Mr. Ratchet's secretary. Just over a year. I mainly take care of translating certain texts for him. Mr. Ratchet only speaks English.
Prepare yourself for a shock. Your employer, Monsieur Ratchet, is dead.
So they got him after all.
What do you mean? You are assuming he was murdered?
I know he had enemies.
我知道他有敌人。
What can you tell me about Monsieur Ratchet?
He was American. He was an antiques dealer. I don't know much more. Mr. Ratchet never talked about himself or his life, but I think Ratchet wasn't his real name, and he left the United States to run away from something, or someone.
Yes?
He started getting letters, threatening letters.
Do you still have them?
I have one.
Did you know that Monsieur Ratchet had asked for my help?
Asked you? No, I didn't know.
He knew he was in danger. When did you last see him?
Last night around 10 o'clock, I should say.
Did you like your employer, Mr.
谁会喜欢？
No, I did not. He was, I'm sure, a cruel and dangerous man.
Can you tell me your movements last night?
I went back to my compartment. I read a little. In Belgrade, I went out onto the platform to smoke, but it was cold. I quickly went back in. I then went to Mr. Ratchet's compartment to take some dictation for him. I left around 10 o'clock. I saw Captain Arbuthnot. We ended up chatting in my compartment. Then we went out on the platform to quickly stretch our legs at Vinkovsky. He left around 2 o'clock.
Thank you.
I will need to check Monsieur McQueen's story with Captain Arbuthnot.
对啊，他不是都跟他。
I found a diary in Monsieur Ratchet's safe. Did you know about it?
I kept a business appointment book, but I know he had a personal diary as well. That looks like it.
Are you a smoker?
他不是说他会。
Yes, I smoke cigarettes. I've tried to quit, but no luck.
Can you give me this letter, please?
Of course. Here it is.
你该死了。
Was Monsieur Ratchet a smoker?
No, he hated the smell of smoke.
对呀。没错。
Think, Poirot. That is not a good answer.
追他，没错，跟我想的一样。
By calling Monsieur Michel to make it seem that Ratchet was still alive at 12:37 a.m. That's the right answer.
— 这有可能。还有一个，开窗逃离，服下了安眠药。凶手进入了雷特，但又让击毙，他没有击毙啊。
My little gray cells did not let me down.
麦奎恩先生有嫌疑吗？目前是没有。
Most likely answer.
有嫌疑吗？目前也觉得没有。感觉他就是个操死佬。
This is a solid choice.
看起来而且12点了真的耶。我们现在等下要跟布克对自带吸。应该可以先再去回报，现在厕所应该是有在用。我也左的以为游戏的节奏会更快，我觉得应该，我觉得不会的原因是因为它前面的那个叙事方式有点太长了，所以我就大概知道它应该会比较慢一点点。这是我自己的房间。可是他会在哪一间啊？布克在哪里啊？哦，刚刚他好像在这里。
So, my friend, have you found our killer?
Not yet, but I will tell you what I have learned.
Please.
Our assassin could have gotten on the train at Vinkovsky disguised as a conductor, entered Ratchet's room, and killed him. Then he walked out through Madame Hubert's connecting door, where he lost a button from his jacket.
大学还是高中看，我有点忘记，所以我有点忘记剧情了。
Train had left the station.
He was trapped aboard.
Indeed. He had opened the window to make it look that he'd escaped that way. However, if he waited until the train stopped again due to snow, his footprints would have been found.
The murderer is still among us, on the train.
There's a problem with the second-class toilets.
What now?
All morning passengers have been complaining that the door is locked, so I went to check. I knocked, but no one answered. I didn't think I should open it without speaking to you first.
You did well, Monsieur Michel. Lead the way.
腾仔说，瑞塔的大学是不是也就几年前？腾仔，你说几年前啊？你说？
Who is she? Is she alive?
She is breathing.
Then if she isn't dead, isn't she our murderer?
That,
哎，
my
对
friend, is
这个
what
女
we
生
must
就
find out.
这个女生是偷偷上来的，只有百八没有上过大学，
Can
没
you
错
hear。me?
嗯
She's breathing. Her pulse is strong. There is no sign of physical violence. This woman is sleeping very soundly.
这女的只是纯粹是躲在这边睡觉吧？哎，她有车厢
The ticket reads Joanna
啊？她
Locke,
怎么会睡这里
traveling in compartment
啊？她是不是喝下了那个啊？她是
This woman is sound asleep. Given her location, I would say she has been drugged
她喝
and
下了那
deposited
个
here.
啦，
Well, at least it's not
那
another
个
murder
安
on my
眠
trail.
药。
The train is, of course, full.
Monsieur, the list I gave you indicates that Hildegard Schmidt shares her compartment.
I will want to talk to her later. For now, we will concentrate on this mysterious young lady. Let's return her to her more comfortable bed.
Good idea. Pierre, locate this woman's room.
不就是
and fetch
105
the
号
doctor.
房吗？
Yes, sir.
有需要找吗？
I will question her when she wakes up.
Please, let me know what you learn.
Mademoiselle Locke's compartment is 105. I suggest we return her to her more comfortable bed.
Yes, hopefully she will awaken soon.
哎，她鞋子也没脱，拉萨，鞋子没脱，然后，哎，她不是说她住在105吗？啊，她的上铺没有啊，上铺哦，这个没有，这个把它合起来了。哦
A cup of tea with white residue at the bottom.
看起来也就是安眠药，这些人都是嗑安眠药是不是？哦，有一个五字的锁。诶，他衣服纽扣不见了，所以他是不是假冒他是那个？是不是有五个？好啊，所以有个密码。诶，是不是找出这个密码不能出去，是不是？可是他这个也没有那个啊。
A briefcase and a wagon-lee conductor's jacket, and the button is missing.
而且他刚刚一直在观察他们，他有问题耶。那我怎么知道密码是多少？他还没有讲。来看一下，因为通常密码应该是会很明显才对啊。不是这个，应该说他的密码他也没有提示，看一下。搜索他的房间，所以他的房间还有哪里？就这个箱子，可是这个箱子我刚刚也不知道它的密码。哎，假 you。收到是找线索啊，那线索嘞，看起来是空空如也啊。线索就这3个啊。对啊，就沙都无啥。
A briefcase.
对不对？
A cup of
可 但这杯子不得不说很好看。对啊，我怎么知道这圈圈是什么？哦哦，它这个是要用那个的啦。这个。
No, that's mine. I never remember my passwords, so I make them easy ones. Have you tried 0000? But of course you know what you're doing. It is booby-trapped, is it? So, Poirot, any luck so far? We really need to find the combination. Have you tried 1, 2, 3, 4? If you need a break, I can ask Jean to make you some coffee. Poirot, what if the briefcase is booby-trapped? Poirot, I'm disappointed in you. I was certain you would have it by now. Have you tried 1, 2, 3, 4? But of course you know what you're doing.
那好吵哦。
Booby-trapped, is it?
这是1、3、4哦。
Have you tried 0000? No, that's mine. I never remember my passwords, so I make them easy ones.
对啊，我想说这。
So, Poirot, any luck so far? If you need a break, I can ask Jean to make you some coffee. Poirot, I'm disappointed in you. I was certain you would have it by now.
对啊。
Poirot, what if the briefcase is booby-trapped? We really need to find the combination. If you need a break, I can ask Jean to make you some coffee. Poirot, I'm disappointed in you. I was certain you would have it by now. But of course you know what you're doing. It is booby-trapped, is it?
不是他讲话，我就不能听声音了。
0000? So, Poirot, any luck so far? Poirot, what if the briefcase is booby-trapped? No, that's mine. I never remember my passwords.
Book.
好，可以终于可以叫他闭嘴了。
I'm sorry. You're right. I'll be quiet now. You need to concentrate.
不是，这干嘛要讲话
？Not one.
Book. There will be another murder on the Orient
我
Express in a
不是
moment.
我在解谜，他为什么这一段硬要插进来？我解谜好，让我解一下不行哦。对呀、很吵呀，而且重点是你还要特别站起来跟他讲说，哦，你不要讲话哦，我觉得很好笑哎，这，哦，竟然有枪。
Her driver's license confirms her identity. She is American.
These are fake IDs. It's certain.
Her driver's license
These
哦，那个娃娃哎，它是不是那
The
个
stuffed animal is the same as in the photo found at the crime scene.
What a coincidence.
Mademoiselle Locke appears to have been investigating Monsieur Ratchet.
是黛西吗？
Mademoiselle Locke seems very interested in our victim.
Of course. She has studied her target.
而且他调查他的，而且他有他的那个是他有他的指纹吗？
This badge says that Joanna Locke is an American detective with the Berkshire Police Department in Massachusetts.
An American police officer? Oh.
竟然是警察。
She has a gun.
Come, Poirot. Criminals are often known to carry one.
Ratchet was stabbed, not shot. But then why take it on the train?
Look, she's waking up.
thanks to you, I would not be surprised if our murder victim were also waking up.
What?
太吵了啦你。
Oh, my head. What's all the yelling about?
Who are you? Give me a good reason why you should not be in handcuffs.
I can give you a reason, Book. Whose handcuffs will we use? I have none. Do you?
Well,
You are Joanna Locke, mademoiselle?
Yes, Joanna Locke. I'm a detective. Berkshire, Massachusetts Police.
I have found your credentials, mademoiselle.
And I know who you are, Mr. Poirot.
Then, if the introductions are complete, perhaps the explanations may begin.
I'll try. It's simple, really. I'm on the trail of a murderer.
哦，刚好第2章哎，所以他怀疑的是那个雷什么的杀了那个小女孩吗？黛西吗？
I had just been promoted to detective after 5 years on patrol. It was my first time on a major case. It had been a month since Daisy Armstrong was kidnapped. The Armstrongs were desperate for some sign of hope. I was there only for paperwork, to fill in some blanks.
哦，现在竟然是要那个切换视角了，原来如此。好，刚刚好告一个段落。 我们刚好第2章结束，看起来这一段还真的还有点长。诶，储存啊，它就会帮我们自己储存，在哪？好的，感谢大家。没想到这样时间咻的一下就已经到了12点快半了。对啊，才刚开始诶，没想到就2个小时就不见了。 好，感谢大家，那我们今天就到这里，然后明天再看看老板明天要看什么了，然后应该下一次看应该就礼拜4了吧。好，先到这里，感谢大家，大家晚安，拜拜。